Hey, homestead prepper. Okay, this video I'm going to show you how to convert a lantern that runs off of Coleman fuel and how to convert it over to run off of kerosene or jet fuel. Some of y'all out there are probably wondering, why would you want to convert a lantern to run off of kerosene or jet fuel? Well, I would probably suppose that during a crisis that kerosene or jet A is going to be a lot more available than Coleman fuel is, and it's also a lot less expensive. So that's one reason. The second reason is that lantern that you're looking at right there, I bought that at a flea market for $9 and it did not work. Someone put gas in it, and I guess let it stay in there for 10 or 15 years, and it kind of gummed it up and screwed up the generator in it and the little filter in it. So to me, that's a prime candidate for conversion, and that lantern right there was converted for a grand total of, well, $9 and I guess about $2 for the cup and $2 for the mantles. So, you know, for under $15, that thing works really good on kerosene. So what you're going to see here a little differently in this kerosene conversion for Coleman lanterns is I'm going to show you how to make the burner cup, which I'll show you one of those, but this one's already been converted. I'm going to have to show you another one. I made that out of a copper cap right there, and you can see I paid $1.89 for them, and so I had some copper pipe on hand. I just brazed it together. Now you can buy your own burner cup for, you know, $8, $9, $10, $11. You can do that, and I made this one over here. So I'm going to be demonstrating on this one what I did to the generator and how I was able to fix it. Of course, I'm missing my prop. Here we go. This is the generator that came out of that one. That's a 200A, and that burned Coleman fuel. And this one didn't work either. So I had ended up buying a kerosene generator for that one. But for this one, I'm just going to take the tip off of this one and put it on that one, and it's smaller, and it's going to regulate the fuel so it can burn kerosene. Okay, well let's get down to the brass tacks, and I'll show you what we did here. Okay, I just want to take a second and say that this video is for information purposes only. If you do this at your own risk. Okay, here's the dirty little secret of kerosene conversion. This is a model 220, and what you can do is, I already got this loosened up. You have to turn this thing up like that, and then this thing just pulls out of here. And what you do is, that's the generator out of that one, and this one is the old generator out of that one over there. Like I said, that one was not working, so I put a kerosene generator in there. I had to buy that. That's it right there. But what you can do is, even though this ran on Coleman fuel, you can take the tip off of this one and put it on that one. And let me just show you the conversion. So this is the old one. We're going to take this tip off, which I've already loosened it up. That's the tip, and we're going to pull this stuff out, so it don't want to come out. But you see how this is why the generator wasn't working. Someone, like I said, put gas in there, and it must have burned a lot of gas or something, or never cleaned it, and it doesn't work. But what you do is you just take this little filter, take the spring off, get rid of that filter, and put this back together. It doesn't want to go back on there. Okay, that goes on there like that, and you put this back in, and then, like I said, if you have a 200A, you can take the tip off of that. That's the tip. Already unscrewed it, and you put this back on here, and this baby is ready to start burning some kerosene or some jet A. So, all right, let me show you on the other lantern how that was put in there. Okay, if you're going to start, messing around with Coleman lanterns, one thing I like to do is be organized. And I've got this organizer right here, and I've got you know, some mantles. I've got some wicks for the old style lanterns. I've got an alcohol bottle, which I need that. Got some other fittings over here, a funnel. I got the number off of the old generator. This is a new generator that would either fit that one or that one, but it's for Coleman fuel. And I've got some pumps. That right there is a burner tube. You know, I've got my copper fittings, matches, some way to light stuff. You know, even a little sparker right there. So I've had that for quite a while. But anyway, guys, I just want to show you how I try and keep everything organized. Okay, I'm not putting it in the center because I don't have much room between the parts in there. So I've got it about 1/4 of an inch from the edge, and we'll see if that works. I probably need to take that out a size bigger too, because that's 1/4 inch. Okay, we're going to make a burner cup. We got the hole drilled. I've actually got a couple of them, because I have 3 lanterns that have been converted, so I need 3 burner cups total. You got this rough stuff here. I'll try to take it off with my knife as well as I can. But what you can do is just rub it on the concrete. And that cleans it up a little bit. And that one too. Rub that on the concrete. I mean, you can use sandpaper too if you want. Your driveway, whatever you got. Okay. Just gonna clean that out a little bit. There's a little bit of burring on the inside. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, you could get that out of there if you want, but I don't think it's going to affect the operation of it. Especially when I heat it up. Whoops. Alright, I've got my piece of pipe here. I need to cut it. Okay, we want this. I'm going to have to waste a little bit of this because I don't really have any way to hang on to it. So let's get this cut. I need a little bit. I need something. If I make it even with the top of the cup, it's going to be very difficult to weld it on there and keep it in position. Well, for me it is anyway. Maybe not for you. Get this thing cut off here. There we go. All right. Okay, this is 1/4 inch internal diameter and 3/8 outside, and that is a 3/8 hole. So what I'm going to do is put this in here like this. We're going to try, and it fits really tight. We're going to try and tap it. It's a little bent here. Let's straighten it out. And there's a burner cup. We just need to solder it. Let's go ahead and make our second one too. That's going to get cut off. Alright. Okay, you could probably use you know, a propane cylinder or whatever, if you're going to use plumbing solder. I'm going to be using an oxyacetylene torch right there, and I'm going to be using one of these Stay Still 5% rods. That's what I'm going to use. So let's get this set up here. Got this. I need some way to hold this, and I think right there, make a nice way to hold it. Let's heat that up. And you can do both of them at the same time. I don't know. Wouldn't that be nice if I could? Let's see if we can. Alright, let's turn this on a little bit. I hate when that happens. A little more fuel, a little oxygen. Oh yeah. Alright, well, let's see if we can do it. Kind of want to heat that up. If you keep this oxyacetylene in one place too long, you'll burn a hole right through that copper. So let's see if we can not put too much heat in there. Oh, there we go. It's flowing pretty nicely right there. Alright, there's one. Get it to flow a little bit. Alright. Alright, let's heat this one up. It's pretty simple. Keep that torch moving. Oh, there we go. This one, it turns like red, a dull red. It's usually about perfect. Okay, well, that's how easy it is. Okay, I need to cut this off flush with the cup. Now, the first one I installed, I left it long like that, and what would happen is alcohol would run up, and this acted like a heat shield to the generator, and it never got hot enough, and it would cause problems. So I ended up cutting it off flush. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to cut these off. Of course, it wants to come loose. If we're going to cut it off, let's really put it on there, huh? Yeah, we'll let it cut off and come off there that time. Alright. Alright, there's one. One burner cup. I guess we could polish it, but it's just going to get, you know, hot again. All right. Get this one cut off. All right. 2 burner cups. Just need to clean that up a little bit. Okay, let's get these cleaned up a little bit. Let's take our pocket knife and try and clean that up just a little. I'm going to try and straighten that out too. I guess we could run some sandpaper around that if we wanted to. Okay, I'm not going to win any awards for kerosene burner cup competition, but they are going to be functional. And this is an old generator, the one that came out of that one, and see, it just fits right in there. That one fits right in there, so we shouldn't have any problems. I've already replaced the generator in this one. I have to put it on like this. It just fits on there. And I guess I'm gonna have to hopefully show y'all. You can see a little better right here. This has to go up in this tube right here. Alright, and there we go. Now, you can take a piece of wire and tie that down. You don't want this thing flops around like that. What I've done is you take a pair of needle nose and you just pinch that right there. Let's see if I can do that on camera without busting the mantle. Should have done this to begin with, but I didn't have the fittings. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm going to do this where you can see it. Just a pair of needle nose pliers. And that is secured. That is not going to flop around. Now, I think I stated earlier I had the pipe come up to here. Maybe I'll show you a little section of that. And what was happening is this pipe was this extended and it was acting like a heat shield, and it wasn't heating this generator up enough. So that's why I cut it down even with it. And that's why if you buy one, it's cut down even with it. Alright, well let's put this back on. Very, very easy to work on. We'll just give this a little twist like that. And this one is actually ready to go. Alright, this is another one I converted right here, which I'll show that to you. This little top nut goes on easy, but it never wants to come off. What's up with that? Put this over here. This precious globe right here, we need to watch out for that. And now this one's a little different how it's set up. So let's go ahead and take this off here. Just so you can see it. Oh, I broke my rule. It's supposed to go up like that. Okay, and the way this one comes off is you just unsnap it. Now this is going to be a little different here. Okay, that just pops out. We'll take this one and we'll put that on there like that, and we will try to get that up in there. This one's a little more tricky. I may end up busting the mammals off of this. It's alright, I got extra mammals. Okay. Oh, see how it used to be a pain. Alright, we're going to get it right on that little... Okay, there we go. It's on it. Put that down. We can tighten that up. Alright, we'll take our wrench. Just snug it. So you don't want to bear it on there. You just want it just nice and snug. And you can see better on how floppy this thing is right here. Let's see if I can show you how I tighten this one down too. These are just my needle nose, and we're just gonna, that copper is pretty soft. See if you can see this or not. Alright. It's floppy. Just give it a pinch. And that's shorted up, and that should keep it from going up and messing up those mantles. Okay, well let's put some alcohol in there and see if they'll run. Okay, I want to show you guys what happens if you don't use that pre-heater cup right there. You don't heat it up with a propane torch or something of that nature. You don't heat a kerosene generator up hot enough. Here, I'll just show you. Okay, that's what happens when you try to light a kerosene heater without, heating up the generator first. It just makes a fire. So let's turn that out, and I just thought y'all should see that. Okay, I just happened to buy some of this the other day. This is actually for the to clean the gum and varnish out of the fuel tank on the boat. But it works real good for the preheater. And we're going to take this bottle and we're going to put some alcohol in there. And if you can see that going in there or not. I got some down the side, but that's okay. Now that generator has to get really hot for that kerosene to vaporize. So let's light this up. And there we go. It's real hard to see the flame on this thing. You can just barely see it. It's going to take a few minutes. So okay, you can see that alcohol is just boiling. The mantles aren't lit up by the kerosene just yet. It's still heating up. Okay, that ethanol is just about burned off there at the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and use that flame to light this thing and just turn this on. And that's actually running off of Jet A right now. I'm just going to turn this all the way up. And we'll give it a little more pressure. Okay, I've got the lantern suspended and I've given it a colorful name. That way if some other family member gets a hold of that, they'll know that they need to put kerosene in it. They may not notice the burner cup or know anything about that. So, and if you're looking, that's just a little shepherd's hook I made. I can move that around my yard if there's no trees or nothing to hang a lantern on. Gets it up off the ground. I've made another one over there. It's just a piece of 1/2-inch EMT pipe that I bent with my 1/2-inch bender. And let me just set this down and I'll show you what I've done. Is this. I just welded a little bar, some scrap steel, and you just put that like that, and it goes in really easy with your foot instead of trying to ram it in with your hand. So anyway, I got a couple of those in case I'm working in open areas and I need some way to suspend my light. Alright, well, let's see how this looks when it gets dark. Okay, you can see that double mantle lantern is putting off a lot more light than a single mantle does, and the conversion was a success. Homestead Prepper out.